Hi Taurus, welcome to your week ahead tarot scope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Taurus, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So your key to the week this week is the Magician card. Are you ready? Are you pooling your power? Are you in conscious control of your mind, your energy, your thoughts, and your personal power? Because this is the week where you finally get to close your hand round the magic wand, right? That's the Magician card. The Fool card is pure potential, unbridled power. The Magician card is where that power is given focus, where it's given direction. This week you are super powerful. This week you are a super beacon. What are you broadcasting? What are you going to share with the world? What are you going to command into being? This is a very powerful week for you. Anything that comes up with the Magician card, this is a chance for you to rise up the ranks. It's a chance for you to be seen. It's a chance for you to speak your truth. More importantly, it's a chance for you to use your spells. Use them wisely. With that said, if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share. And if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options this week, you have the Knight of Swords. So, you know, you're about it this week, right? Taurus came to play. Yeah, Taurus in the hizzy. I love it, right? What I will say is this is a great week for meetings, connections. This is a great week for you to share your ideas with people. Maybe not ones that can be stolen, obviously, you know, unless it's with somebody that you really trust. But if you have something that you're ready to share with the world, this is a great week to do so. If you have something that you are ready to manifest or to start really putting, you know, foot to butt on, this is a great week for it. The thing with that Knight of Swords, it tends to speed things up. It's a very fast card. It's very dynamic. It's also a card that is, yes, it can be aggressive and all the rest of it. You may find this week that you feel like you're just on point, but you come across as a little bit more forceful than people kind of imagine. So this week, the only thing that I will say here to kind of temper it a little is mind your P's and Q's, right? If you're going to ask for something, if you're going to demand something, if you're going to, you know, make something happen, put a little thank you at the end or a little please. It will go a very long way to softening some of the edges that you may appear to have this week. You are a force to be reckoned with this week, Taurus. What are you going to do with it? For your communications and conversations, you got the Four of Swords. Interesting. I see this as a week to share. That Four of Swords does suggest, because it's in your communications, you do need to temper what you're saying. No. What you're saying is brilliant, but how you say it, how you deliver it is going to be everything this week. And that whole softening the edges, it really feels very prominent. The Four of Swords in the communications is definitely backing this up. You've got this coupled with the Magician card. If you are, for those of you that are studying, for those of you that are in some sort of academia, I almost want to say to you, you've done enough. And anything that you, like if you've just finished an essay, if you've just finished your dissertation, if you have just completed, a piece of work in relation to whatever you're studying, this is one of those times where if you go back over it, it is going to be overkill, right? You're being asked to sit back. You've done great work. Let it be great. Let it be. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is kind of a message to say you're already in the top spot. Just slow it up, right? This is, I kind of feel like that's the blanket message for all of you, right? So if you're employed by somebody else, you're being received really well. If you're going to say something or do something that kind of bests your boss, make sure you add a please or a thank you to the end of it, because otherwise it could come across as like, well, yeah, you're in the right, but actually the way that you're speaking to or about your boss, you look like a bit of a D-bag. For those of you that are self-employed, business owners, etc., I like this because it kind of suggests that you've done enough to take your foot off the pedal. This may be one of those weeks where you can kind of step back and just say, okay, I think I've done enough. I think everything is now going to start ticking over. And it feels like a lot of you have been doing a lot of work on something behind the scenes. And now it's like it can just tick, 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 tick over, right? Which is great. Also, for those of you that are hoping to launch things out into the world, this might be a good week for a soft launch, where maybe you put out the feelers just to see, like, what is the interest here? How are people going to receive this? Are they really into it? Are they, are people really receiving this in the way that it was meant, or, in as large a way as I would like? And then for those of you that are retired and no longer working, this is a week, the Four of Swords suggests that you should get busy doing nothing, right? And enjoying the time that you have. Tempered by or through the Magician, you're being asked to think, like, this might be a moment to take a knee, right? It might be a moment to take a knee, take a beat, and ask yourself, what actually are the next steps? And more importantly, who is there, if anyone, that I want to influence or that I want, to leave a mark on? For your love and relations, you've got the Emperor card, right? So there's a lot of feisty energy in these cards. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments this week, you are a little bit more forceful than maybe you realize, right? This is, when you've got two pets, like, and one of them's older, and then you get like a puppy or a kitten, and the bigger animal is so excited by the little one that it kind of gets a little bit too rough, and it's like, okay, I know you love the little thing, but you're also going to murder it, so could you back off a little bit? This kind of feels like that. You might feel like something is a bit of banter, maybe it's a little bit of play or whatever, and your partner might be like, okay, I feel like you're being a little bit rough with me right now. It could be very funny, but you do need to temper it. For those of you that are partnered, you're a bit stronger than a perfect example. If you've ever seen Twilight Saga, I love them. I don't care how that makes me look or sound. There's a moment at which, I think it's in like the last film, where the main characters are hugging and the vampire guy says to the girl who's now newly a vampire, it's your turn not to break me. This kind of feels like that. This is that moment where your partner might be a bit like, okay, just ease it up a little bit. Whether this is with words, whether it's physically, kind of like you don't know your own strength this week, all right? When it comes to those of you that are single, this could be wonderful. There's a real meeting of minds. There's a real meeting of energies. With that Magician card and the Knight of Swords in your actions and options, you may get a general consensus that you're moving too quickly with somebody, but it feels right to you. And so for that reason, I kind of feel like this is one of those weeks to almost like ignore the naysayers and just say, look, you know what, I'm moving at a pace that feels right for me. And I think because Taurians usually do move so slow, so methodically through things, to suddenly see you being so dynamic and, jumping from A to B or jumping all in with something might be a bit alien to the people that know and love you best. And maybe that's where they're like, okay, and you're like, I don't care, I want to do this. And it's like, okay, fine, no problem. For your money and materials, you've got the Ace of Wands. This is new money, new finances, new resources showing up for you. The potential to earn more money, but it does come with more time expenditure. So you are, this, for some of you, this could be overtime. For others, this could be where new jobs, new work, new duties now start to get on top, but you realize actually this can be quite lucrative for me. It's like almost like you're making the best of an option or an opportunity that shows up for you. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is one of my favorite cards for health. because it's just unbridled energy, right? You add to that then the Magician card here. The wand that the Magician holds, that's the Ace of Wands, right? So this week, what is it that you want to create? What is it that you really want more of? What is it that you, on the financial level, what is it that you really are ready to go for, or to accept, or to create, or to manifest in your life? This week, think about it, all right? And then start moving towards it. When it comes to your home and environment, this could be a lot of fun. It could just be a lot of fun, lots of laughter, lots of joy, lots of happiness, lots of moments where things just kind of seem to be slotting in place. Try not to do that Taurian suspicion thing that you guys do. It's like, things are good, everything's happy, what's going on? You know, just be present and enjoy it, right? Have that moment. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.